Hello and good morning. Welcome to Daily Tech News with Alan Smithson. Today is Monday, March 11th, and let's get into the news for today. We've got a lot going on because over the weekend there was a lot. So we've got everything from AI developments to XR developments to material science, and of course, wouldn't be complete without a rocket ship. So here we go. Let's do this. First thing on the list is on-device AI is a whole new way of experiencing artificial intelligence. So in my 2024 predictions, I predicted that we were going to have a lot of devices that would be able to kind of be the intermediary between AI and us. And so we've got little robot things that are embracing or kind of embodying AI. This is all happening at Mobile World Congress, or happened at Mobile World Congress and CES. So this is really cool, omnipresent, but also overwhelming. And, this is, for many attendees, I felt like it was rapidly reaching levels causing AI fatigue. If anybody's been through one of these hype curves, we all know that the hype curve goes up and then it comes back down. So I think we're at maximum hype wave right now, but we're starting to see the age of AI phones as well. And I know a bunch of companies like Google's working on an AI phone as well. And if I scroll down here, there's the Galaxy S24 is coming out in Korea with live chat features built into the phone as well. And also, this one was really cool. This was T-Mobile and Deutsche Telekom in Mobile World Congress. They are using Appless AI to create an app. Like basically, you just talk into what you want, and it creates the app on the fly. So this was a travel booking one. Really, really cool stuff from different vendors around the world. This is an interesting article. It's the state of play in spatial computing, or XR, in 2024. And you may recognize this name, Ronnie Abovitz. He is the founder of Magic Leap. And really cool stuff. He also was the founder of Mako Surgical, which he sold a few years ago, and then created Magic Leap. And it went on to be an incredible hardware and software revolutionary product. So the Magic Leap is on the right here, and Apple Vision Pro is on the left. These ones are really cool. The Brilliant Labs frames. This is a kind of almost like an open source. You can buy it and then tinker with it, sort of thing, which is really interesting. We're starting to see spatial computing and AI kind of come together. They've always been together. You've got computer vision, SLAM algorithms, all of these things that were built into the technology of the glasses, but we're starting to see them kind of be used together. Here's an interesting concept for mixed reality glasses of the future. I would definitely rock these. These are awesome. But they're just a concept, so don't get too excited. The interesting thing about this is, you've got the Apple Vision Pro, then you've got Samsung entering the device marketplace. They kind of made their announcement at Mobile World Congress this year, but look familiar? Let me see. I don't know. Just saying, they look kind of familiar. Samsung's also released a Ring, and it's interesting. We'll see. They're going to be using the Qualcomm XR2 Plus, I believe it is. Yeah, XR2 Plus Generation 2 platform. So that allows for tons of cameras and sensors and everything. So really exciting stuff. And it's picking up in the battle place for your eyeball supremacy. Speaking of updates for New Vision Pro, they added some key enterprise features, and they've improved their personas. The personas is their avatars that Apple likes to use whatever terminology that isn't used by the rest of the world. So they called it personas rather than avatars. And if you had an original Apple Vision Pro or you met with somebody, they were kind of blurry and they were meh. So it looks like they're increasing that. But one of the cool things that they're doing for enterprise is they're enabling account-driven device management. So you can manage fleets of these things as well, and device configuration. So you can have SSOs and stuff like that. I believe they're going to be using the pupil reading for letting you get into your Apple Vision Pro. So if you put on your Apple Vision Pro, it lets you in, but if somebody else puts it on, they can't access your data. So really interesting stuff going on there. And they added an option to enroll persona hands-free, hair and makeup appearance better, neck and mouth representation, and then they're creating a virtual keyboard, virtual Mac display, very cool stuff. It's going to get better and better and better as we go. Now, China, in order to kind of compete on the world stage for chip manufacturing, I'm reading a book right now called Chip Wars, and it talks about all of the chip manufacturing. And when I say chip, semiconductor manufacturing on silicon in the world. So, we've really outsourced. We kind of created the chip business in America, and then they brought it over to Taiwan. They brought it over to Hong Kong. And China fell a little bit behind in terms of chip manufacturing, and the political landscape has kind of really blocked that. So China's investing, was it $27 billion to kind of catch up to chip manufacturing. And interesting, we're going to need way, way, way more chips. And Sam Altman said we need $7 trillion worth of chips in the next, let's say 2 decades. So yeah, power is going to be a thing. This is really cool. The TSA, the regulatory body that regulates your safety at the airports in America, is doing self-screening lanes at Vegas as a step into the future. I've been long saying that AI you should be able to just walk through a thing, and it looks for anomalies using AI to identify anomalies. So we want to avoid passengers having to be pat down. Obviously, we don't want that. I don't want to have to take off my shoes, empty my pockets. I just want to walk through. You should be able to, with all this technology, do that. Really, one of the main aims here is allow individuals to get through the system without necessarily having to interact directly with an officer and at their own pace. Love this. Love it, love it, love it. TSA, keep up the great work. This is really neat stuff. So thanks, James Adams, for posting this. It's a thing called iPop.ai, and it's a library for computer vision that you can just use off the shelf. So you can use a web camera, you can hook up any camera you want to it, and then you can use that camera data to either make an app or it's like an API. Really interesting stuff. They have facial tracking, body tracking, and so if you want to make a camera-based tracking algorithm or product, you have an off-the-shelf solution now. This is cool. Ross McKegney is the head of Gen AI at Adobe and just posted this on the weekend. Check this out. This is Adobe at work, and you can just literally say bold, neon, exciting. You can grab it. It'll give you text fonts. It'll give you color palettes. And this, if you've ever kind of created a mood board for a business or for a product, this is super cool. And yeah, just my comment was just wow, really cool stuff. This is really neat. Speaking of space travel, we've got Stratolaunch. They just air launch tested their vehicle to go supersonic. Check this out. So they have the world's largest aircraft, this monstrous beast here. And what it does is it actually takes it up to the stratosphere and then launches a rocket from it. That's actually a full rocket there, that thing there. And here, let's look at the video. Look at that thing. How cool is that? So this is attached to the plane. They get up to the stratosphere and they let it go. So a lot of the energy required to get rockets up into space is getting them off the ground, just overcoming the basics of gravity. So the cool thing about this plane is it can take off from any airport that allows a monstrous plane like this. But check out the video. It's really cool. It's only a short video here, but you're flying. Look at the rocket goes down, and then they fire their rockets. There it goes. And then the rocket is on its own. Super cool stuff. All right. MIT claims superconducting breakthrough means fusion power can now be practical. Fusion has a chance. The interesting thing about this is we've been working towards fusion for maybe 3 decades now, and it's always seemed to be a 10 years. Oh, in 10 years we'll have fusion. In 10 years we'll have fusion. In 10 years well, it looks like the problem with fusion is that we need to keep the semiconductor materials or the conductor materials really, really cold in order to keep them from keep them working. And basically it says overnight, it basically changed the cost per watt of a fusion reactor by a factor of almost 40 times better in one day. So the idea of using AI for material science and the material science for better, better chips, better conductors, these types of things. So very, very cool. Fusion reaction is going to be a thing in our lifetime, which will unlock unlimited power for the world, which if you think about that is really, I mean, our power consumption is not slowing down. It's only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So very cool. This is really neat. The Global AI Talent Tracker. This shows where all the talent in the world for AI is coming from. So you notice that a large, and this, sorry, it's undergrad, graduate, and postgrad. And you'll notice China has a massive undergrad pipeline, and then half of them are going to the US and other countries. And then they're graduating out of that, and they're going back to China. Some are going back, some are staying in China, in the US. So it's a really interesting kind of look at where students are learning, where they're kind of going to graduate school, and then doing their postgrad work around the world. And there's Canada on the list. Go Canada. All right. And so, speaking of AI, Sam Altman suggested that AI will handle 95% of marketing work done by agencies and creatives. Now, if you're an agency or creative and you're watching this, you should be worried, because this is AGI will be a reality in 5 years, give or take, maybe slightly longer. There's some people already said that AGI is already here, artificial general intelligence. Basically, AGI is an AI that is better than us at most things. And so, I don't even know what to say about that. Keep your eye on that one. Anywhere Robotics Pixmo takes a unique approach to trailer unloading. This is super cool. I mean, there's a lot of time and manpower in just loading boxes into trucks. It's a huge amount of effort. And if we can get rid of the effort required here, they've got a little ramp, and then they've got this kind of sticky hands that go in. Boom, they stick to the box, put it on the thing, move to the next one. Little conveyor belt takes it out. And, it says here, it will be approximately 1/3 the cost of other solutions and a payback of 24 months. So imagine in 24 months, you've paid back the initial investment, and this thing runs 24/7. You never takes breaks. It's interesting how we're moving to more and more autonomous and robotic systems. Now, these boxes all look empty, so we'll see what it looks like when a box is full. This is interesting. Here, I'm going to mute it here. But basically, Logan Kilpatrick, head of developer relations at OpenAI, is talking about the supporting developers with OpenAI and ChatGPT, and the fast pace of the innovative work environment, and basically who he would hire. So I will put all the links to these things in the chat. It'll be in the chat below on LinkedIn and YouTube, and I'll put all the links in there so you can watch this at your own leisure. It's a really fascinating look at how they hire their developers. The last one here is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Apple Vision Pro, 100 hours later, this guy wore this Apple Vision Pro for 100 hours. What he talks about is it's heavy, and it's not quite there yet, but very positive for the future. So I'll let you guys watch that, and I will put that in the chat below so you can review that. That is all I have today. Thank you so much. You can follow me on Linktree/Alan Smithson. This episode is sponsored by Metaverse, 3D creation for the spatial web. You can find my DJ mixes, Utopia, The Mall, Your Director, which is AI switching for creators, and Emulator, which is a touchscreen for DJs, and my podcast. Everything here on Linktree/Alan Smithson. Thank you so much, and have a great day, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Peace, everybody. Have a great one. Cheers.